Hey everybody, Lambo here. Thanks for popping in to another modding episode for Farming Simulator 25. I'm going to show you guys what I thought was going to be a full tutorial on making the mowing beast of doom. It just ended up really going in a deep dive into engines, and really not even that much of a deep dive. That's how deep you can get engines. I feel deep on that one. So what I would like to show you guys, if you're just here to learn what the main settings to tweak with and you don't care about the in-depth tutorial that follows my voice right now, you're going to be looking inside the motor configurations for torque scale. Increasing this adds more power, and you're also going to be looking for max forward speed. This is like your speed limit, so no matter what you do over here, if you put 1 mile an hour, you won't go over 1 mile an hour. And the same thing for the max forward speed. So you want to increase this to whatever your ideal speed is you want, and then you're going to use these other numbers, mainly the torque scale and the min forward gear ratio. Now stock, this guy was 16, but I changed it to 10. The lower it goes, faster it goes, more acceleration. If you want to learn more about this stuff, continue on to the video. If not, hit that like on your way out. Everybody else, I need you to open up your data folder for your Farm Sim 25. You're going to locate the crone inside of the vehicles tab. Once you have that found, we are going to track down the big X118080. Get that one. We're going to come right into here and we're going to copy this XML. Once we get it copied, we're going to open up our mod, which should be under your Farming Simulator 25 mods folder. So it'll look like this with all your save games under my documents, my games. Go to your mods folder, open up the sample mod that we've been working out of. I'm going to open up my XML, and this is episode 3 we're working on, so I'm going to paste into there. It will be different for you because I have episode folders. Now we're going to copy that name, just like before in the prior episode. I'm going to copy that name and throw it inside of our mod disk. Now yours will look different because I already have stuff prior installed, but you will have a store items spot for you to input stuff in, and you're just going to copy and put that name in there. Yours, if you're using my file, it'll look like this. If you're not using my file, then wherever you're putting the XML. Now that we got our XML file ready to edit, we'll focus on the motor configurations tag. This section defines the key engine parameters for your Krone harvester. Let's break down some of the important tags here and make the necessary tweaks to give your machine a serious speed increase. First up is going to be the name tag. For the most part, you can click inside this area and change this to anything you want. So let's just say Baby Jesus. So
everything's going to be okay.
After that, and I hit save, and we're using the prior techniques from prior modding videos. Go check those out. We're going to update this, and you'll notice it didn't do anything because when we get in and out, it still says Krone stock. That's because this information, along with the horsepower, are only for updating the in-game stuff. So if we were to come here and we do the other update method, which is the store items reload, we come into here, we'll see now that that engine name is Jesus.
I love you. You're awesome.
What I'm trying to get at here is this information that is inside where it says motor configuration. This is all store info. So if you change the horsepower here to 50 million horsepower, whatever you want to do, it only updates in the store. It's just a visual thing. It doesn't actually add any extra horsepower. I think a lot of people were getting confused with that, but you can see right here it says, but it doesn't actually have that. It's just a visual thing. If we wanted to give it 50 million horsepower, we would have to come into here and start playing with the torque here and our RPMs. Now the price you see here is an additional price. So if we wanted to make this engine an extra $1,000, it would add that to the total price that is set right here. Well, there we go. Now we're going to get into some of the physics that actually affect the performance of the machine. Next is the torque scale tag right here. This is where you can really feel the power boost. Torque scale controls how much rotational force your engine produces. Higher value here means more power, especially at lower speeds. If you're planning on tackling steep hills or pulling heavy trailers, bumping this up can help a lot, actually. Then we've got min RPM and max RPM. which sets the engine's RPM range. The min RPM is the idle speed, perfect for low power tasks. And the max RPM is the top end limit for full throttle. Increasing the max RPM will give you further peak performance. But don't push it too far, you might notice some quirks in the game.
Nice.
Now, here's the big one, max forward speed. This determines the top speed of your harvester by default. It's probably set pretty low, so we could bump it up to something more exciting. Make sure it aligns with any changes you made in the store data earlier. So essentially what this does is no matter what engine specialties you do over here, it will limit the tractor from going that speed forward and backwards. And a lot of times this is more of a limiting factor. This doesn't actually increase the speed of whatever it is you're trying to increase. That's going to be a mixture of playing with the torque scale, the min and max RPM, and the min forward gear ratio. Another key parameter you'll find in the motor configuration section is the brake force tag. This controls how quickly your vehicle comes to a stop when you let off the gas. A higher value here, like the default setting of 16, means the harvester will stop almost instantly. This can be great for precision work, but it might feel a bit jarring when you're cruising through your fields, and you might want a lower number at that point, maybe like 6 or so. Lowering this number makes the vehicle roll to a stop more naturally, which can feel smoother, especially when working with larger equipment. You can tweak this further to match your personal preference. Just don't go too low, or you'll find it hard to stop on slopes or when towing heavy loads. Finally, we have min forward gear ratio. Now, I admit I'm not an expert here, but from my understanding, this tag relates to how smoothly the gears transition as you accelerate. A lower value often gives smoother, faster acceleration, while a higher value may offer more control. If you're unsure, a small adjustment won't hurt, but leave it close to the original value to avoid unexpected behavior. Me personally, I usually drop this down. Let's see, I dropped it down to 10 and I got what I was looking for. So this is going to be off your preferences if you want to start diving into this. Those settings for the most part are what I change to kind of mess around with the mods I make. I am no expert on this. If somebody in chat has a updated Excel spreadsheet to where they do engines and stuff or have more information on this, please comment down below. I'm just kind of getting this out there because this seemed to be a tough topic in the last 2 episodes when I'm reading the comments. So I hope this breaks it down a little bit clearer for you. If you're needing more clarification about engines, at the end of this video, I will include a short little segment where I show a stock version versus a modded version, changing these 3 settings and what that does one by one. If you guys found this information useful, let me know by hitting that like button. See you in the next one.